How's it going, guys? My name is Matt, this is my beard, and today we're doing something a little bit different. This is just going to be a start to finish build of the Orruk Warclans Megaboss. This is actually one of my favourite kits, purely because of him. It's such a beautiful model, and this is kind of like a model for me to just paint up and have a bit of fun with. It's not going in anything, but for the sake of this video I thought it would be something a bit different, so that we can just literally build it up and take it from there. So to do that, we first have to actually get into it, and we'll take it from there. But I thought this would just be a nice little chilled out video, me doing some building, you guys are along for the ride, and yeah, just a bit of fun. So, first and foremost, let's have a quick little look at the kit. Now, it is one of my favourite builds. I've had one of these in the past, and it's just such a gorgeous sculpt, to be honest with you. It may seem like a bit of a odd video in comparison to my other ones, but yeah, I just thought, why not? We'll have a bit of fun, do something a bit different, and take it from there. So, let's get going. Now, this is going to be one of my, full builds, shall we say, in the sense of I'm literally going to build it as if I was building it normally. So I'm going to prepare it the same way. I'm going to sand it. I'm going to be doing everything normally, such as getting lost within the the sprues, even though they're teeny tiny. But yeah, so I did have an Orruk Age of Sigmar army back in the day. I got a box of them, and so I had like the war pig things and one of these guys, and built them up and painted them relatively well, but it was back when I didn't have a clue about painting. So yeah, it was a fun time. I think it was back in 2019. It was pre-COVID. But it was a fun time I enjoyed making the model, I enjoyed building the model, I enjoyed painting the model. I actually painted it yellow. I painted it quite well, as from memory too. I ended up selling it on eBay. I sold a whole lot. Didn't make my money back, obviously, because who does these days? But yeah, it was a nice little project. But this one's just for me. It's one of my favourite models, like that GW have created in recent years. And as I recently got it, I thought, you know what, let's just build it and get it painted up. So this isn't the painting video, this is just the build. Now there will be times where I go a little bit quiet, just whilst I'm concentrating, but that's the kind of video it's going to be. It's just going to be a kick back, relax, and do some hobby. Now, I actually get these sanding sticks on Amazon. I usually spend about maybe, I don't know, I think it was about £15 for a set of, I think it was about maybe 50 or something like that. It wasn't overly expensive, but it's you get various different grits, but I only use the I think it's the 1200 grit. Not 100% sure. I really should know this information though, shouldn't I? Especially if I'm getting into Gundam. Just for those of you who don't know, I've very recently started a Gundam YouTube channel as well. It's RelentlessGunpla, and I'll drop a link to it in the description. But basically, it's separate to this channel because I thought long and hard about integrating my Gundam into this channel, but I thought this channel's already sort of all over the place in the kind of content that I produce. So I thought, well, let's keep Gundam completely separate, and RelentlessGunpla was born. So there we are. So that's one leg done. Now we've got leg number 2. It is one of my favourite things to do, doing the whole build and clean up stage. It's just something a bit cathartic about it. I mean, usually I have some music on or something in the background. The music that you're hearing is just sort of the overlay music that I use when I'm editing my videos. But I usually have like a TV show or some form of, some form of music on, or even a podcast sometimes. It's nice. It's just nice to have that sort of relaxing sort of music in the background, because I use this hobby to relax myself, and I use it to enjoy things. I enjoy what I do. So I just go through at this point and ensure that I'm getting rid of all the nub marks or all of the nasty gribbly bits that are going to cause me issue later on down the line. Now there is another little diamond that needs to go on his leg here, so let's clip that out and chuck that in. I think for the paint scheme I'm going to go with a black armour for this one. Black armour, green skin, can't go wrong. Now there is a clan which is the moon. Is it something moon? Bad moon? I don't rightly remember. But there is a colour scheme, and it's black armour, little accents of red and purple and green, and it does look pretty cool. So I think what I might do, I might do it like that, because I would like to explore black armour. I think doing some black would be quite fun, because it's not true black really when you think about it. It's usually like a blue black or a grey black, which is obviously a little bit different to what you expect. Right, there we go. Is that going to fit like that? Apparently so. Yes, it does have a little groove at the back, that's fine. Okay. It's been a couple of years since I've built this kit, so just need to remember. It's like one of those kits that I think I could build like 5 of and really enjoy every time. And just have some fun with it. I think I might actually build something up on its base. I might get some milliput and have some fun with its base a little bit, just to push myself, really see what I can do with it. So, Mambo number 5. Number 5, there we are. So we're getting into the fleshy areas now, so I've got to be quite consistent with my cleanup. Let's have a look. That is something I actually look forward to, So I've recently bought some sanding sponges from Display, and I'm not using them on this build. I'm just using a sanding stick, it's a little bit more rigid, but it does have a little bit of flex in it. Like, I can sponge that between my fingers just like that, and it kind of, it works out. But with these sanding sponges, they seem to have a little bit more give in them. They're a little bit more flexible, as you'd anticipate them being, small, but it's like a sponge. So it'll be interesting to see how they work in comparison to normal, well, what I would consider normal sanding sticks. Right, that's a little bit more ridgy than I thought it would be. It's amazing, So I live in a row of houses, and my next door neighbour is a family, and the oldest son, he's about 16 or 17, and he doesn't half make some weird noises. His bedroom must be the one that's directly next to mine, and he makes the weirdest noises. He's always squawking at something, or shouting at something, or screaming like a little idiot, and it's all very annoying. Now, I'm glad that I moved all that dust away, because otherwise I wouldn't have seen that line there. Do I get the scalpel and go into there? Yes, I do. Let's go and have a little look further in there. Now, pro tip, I bought some really cheap rubbish brushes from, we call it the pound shop in the UK, but it would be like the dollar store, or like just a cheap everything shop in your local area, but they would probably do like a pack of like 6 or 12 for very, very, very cheap, and they are absolutely brilliant for when you want to do like rough base work, painting up like a rough base colour on your basing, or when you're using very specific texture paints. Really good for that, because you don't care about them, they're throwaway brushes. But I also use them to clean up the areas when I'm, well, cleaning up areas. I just get rid of the dust that I'm creating, and it really, really helps. Helps define what you actually have to work with. So for example, here I've got a ridge running just along his muscles, which I wouldn't have seen had I have not moved the dust away. Now, just so you know, this is an older blade. It's still got some sharp to it, or bite to it rather. But when I'm working this, I'm putting it at a 45-degree angle towards the furthest point away, and I'm pulling towards myself like that. And what that does, it still catches the excess material, but it doesn't gouge into the material and take out chunks, because that's one thing you don't want to do when you're working with a scalpel, because you will notice it in your final product, and that's no good for anybody. So, little pro tip for you there. He says not being a professional at all, but never mind. Right. Is that all? Is that everything? That's smooth as anything. That's nice and smooth. That's nice and smooth. That's just needs a little bite. Just like that. Done. Right. Let's glue you together. So I'm going to dry fit it first, just so I know where it's going. I think it's going in there like that. So I dry fit first, just to make sure that I know my bearings before I do anything. And then I apply a little bit of glue. And then I struggle to find the angle again. Hooray! Was that it? I think that's it. It looks about right. Yeah, that'll do. Okie dokie. So I've done that page. Let's move on to this one. So 6 and 13. 13. What's his big bulbous head? Look at that. Number 13, please. So I am in the middle of doing another Dark Angels video. That's something I should probably talk about. I'm currently doing a test base, and I'm just waiting for some stuff to dry. So I thought I'd give you guys this video for the time being, just to tide you over until the test base video for my Dark Angels. Now, I've kind of started it as if I'm doing some form of tutorial, but the reality is I shouldn't really be doing it in a tutorial fashion, because it's all really simple stuff, which most people who watch this channel will probably already be aware of. So, silly me for thinking that I was able to, give that kind of advice. But still, it's a little video that's coming out, and that's paving the way for my my next big Dark Angels video, which is another challenge. I'm doing a timed challenge to base everything, which is going to be really quite fun. Now 6. There it is. Number 6. Tell you what, I'll cut it up at the top. Take little bits off. If you don't have the purchase to the bit that you're trying to work with, so I didn't have enough purchase on this little nub and this little nub, you can just cut further up, and then when you've got it out of the sprue, then you can go back in. You can hit your brand new monitor with a nub that's now gone flying across my room. Hope that it hasn't done any damage, because that would have had some velocity to it, and move on. I'm going to aim this way. Good thing I did. Right, Jesus. So sorry about that. I wasn't expecting it to hit my monitor or come out as ferociously as it did. I'll probably have to check that after this video, because yeah, that was quite concerning. But yeah, so as I say, if you don't have enough purchase on an area, don't worry about it. You don't have to stress yourself out in trying to get to it. Just cut away from the sprue, and then you've got the nub that you can work with when you get the part out of the sprue. And that's it. That's you sorted. You don't have to worry about it. It's easier. You're not fiddling around, potentially taking gouge marks out of your, out of your new expensive kit. And yeah. Now I believe that shouldn't be there, because it looks already flayed. So let's just cut that off, just like that, and then sand, just like that. There we are. Right, now there is this bit at the top, but it's got a little angle to it, so I'm going to just carefully cut it with my scalpel. Now please, when using a scalpel, be really careful that you don't cut yourself, because they are effectively a knife, and you don't want to be playing with knives. So just be careful if you've never used one before. But I got mine, they're dead cheap, and I got them from, I think it was Hobbycraft or something similar, and it's literally £2 I think it was for that scalpel, so not very much money at all. Very, very inexpensive, but they come in so handy, and the throwaway as well, so if you break it, you can get a new one. Dead simple. Right, is that everything? I believe it is. I think it is, yeah. But no, I thought that I'd do a one-take build, I don't really care how long it is, I'll just upload it, and it's probably going to have its intro, which you've probably already seen, because you're already, what, 20 minutes into the video now? And no context, just jump straight into a one-take build. Let's see how that works. Right. It's time for some head. Arguably one of the best times of day, but hey-ho. Right. Let us do some glue. Glue, glue, glue. Head, head, head. There we go. And there we have one head. Now, this is apparently just thrown into this area here. So let's test fit it first. Looks like it goes in this little slot here. As the famous Tommy Cooper said, just like that. And he's coming together quite nicely, isn't he? Right, let's get some glue down. I'll tell you what, just on a completely different side note, this Tamiya cement stuff is absolutely brilliant. I think it's really good. The only thing I have a slight issue with is when you put a little bit too much on and you end up, when you're base coating it, with like little pools of what looks like oily recess, which obviously isn't good. So it's good to make sure that you wick it away as you go, just so you know that you're not going to leave little pools. So there we are, that's that. That's starting to look pretty damn good, if I do say so myself. How about that? Right, number 7. That's number 8. Number 7. I'm just going to cut away from the sprue first. Do some little cross-hand action there, apparently. Right, let's just cut that. That doesn't need cutting from me, that's a sandy job. There we go. And happened again. Ah, dear me. I've been thinking about redoing my hobby area, so moving it around somewhat, but the problem I've got is that the configuration of the room as I have it gives me a lot of nice free space and it doesn't overcrowd the room, but on this, like on a separate vein to that, if I were to move it around, my room would be very cluttered because I've got like 2 kallaxes, a set of drawers, 2 desks, a big king-size bed, like, and it's a decent sized room, but it's nowhere near big enough for the kind of stuff that I've already got in it. Oh, and I've got my display cabinet. So if I'm going to move this around, I've got to be really, really tactful as to how I do it, because I want to sort of build it centered around my channel setup, really. So I've got, you know, different viewing angles for you guys, or, you know, ways in which I can sort of film it better, because from where I'm sat, I would like to have a camera facing me from this direction, like directly behind the table, because I think that's a really nice angle, kind of like the presenter angle, and that would kind of give a whole different sort of element to the kind of, you know, conversations, like across the table chat that we would have. But then again, is it worth it for, you know, for there we go. Is it worth it for the amount of hassle it would be to move the room round, so to speak? Right, where's my points of contact here? So it'll be all along that ridge there. So all along the ridge. And then along that back bit there. Is it on the side arm? Yeah, it is as well. Right. Let's do that. I'm sorry if I'm just chuntering on, by the way, guys. That's there was no script to this. I didn't have anything I wanted to really say to you other than that. I just wanted to let you know that I'm building the first basing video for my Dark Angels, and I'm also I'm in the middle of building up a new channel as well for my Gundam, which I'm really quite looking forward to be blunt. It's going to be absolutely sick. There it is. Yeah, so, oh no, don't do that. Sorry about that. Nearly had a calamity. See, this is coming together so nicely. It's really good. Right. We now need step 12, which is a hand. A very nice hand it is. There we go. Now, let's sand this nubbin. Now, if I remember rightly, there was actually a mould line on this hand, which I missed last time I did this, and it really stood out, so I think I've just seen it there as well. Right, let's clean it first. Yeah, there it is. Right. Right along his little finger and his other finger. Oh dear. It's times like these I'm thankful I've got the scalpel. Right. There we are. How are we getting on? Yep. What's it looking like on the other side? Not bad. Right. There we go. Webbing. Let's have a look at the webbing here. Right. So number 12 goes on in that nice little gap there. That's nice and grooved. Brilliant. So that would go in just like that. Ooh, there's still a little bit left I didn't see. Just get rid of that line. That's the most important bit as well, because it's the one that's facing out. And then nice spot of glue. And hand goes in. Just like that. Yeah, that's perfect. Then get number 11, which is a nice little spiky bit. And 3. What I do is when I'm clipping to do cleanup, I'll count the clips that I do. So I'll count how many how many gate structures there are. So a gate structure is like this bit here. So where the plastic from the sprue touches the actual piece. So I'll count how many clips I do from the gate structure, and then I know that I've got 3 different areas for this specific piece anyway that need a bit of attention when it comes to the cleanup. There we go. Right. And this went on his hand, just like that. A little bit of glue. There we are. Right, what's next? 11, 8. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 little bits that need some love. Now, I can't see any mold lines on this one, so I think we're pretty safe. Now, do I put this bit on? Do I have access to his face? I don't know if you can hear any of that, but that is my neighbour singing badly because he's a stupid little child and I dislike him greatly. Burn him. Maybe that's a bit harsh. But do I do a sub-assembly here? Is that the right thing to do? Because I don't quite know if I've got full access to his face. I can't quite remember. Do I have full access to your face? Okay, that's a bit precarious, that one, isn't it? Yeah, I think that's going to be a sub-assembly job, isn't it? And then that gives us full access to the inside of the maw. Gives us full access to a shoulder area. Yeah, let's do it that way. That's fine by me, Matthew. That's not a bother at all, son. You do that. Right. Sandy, sandy, sand. As you can hear, he's getting well into whatever stupid little song he's singing. And it's really annoying. Again, this child is 17 years old. 17. He's in college. There we are. Right. I believe it's just axe time. Well, actually, no, it's not. He's got... let's put his axe on. That's a gorgeous axe. Look at that. Look at the width. That's such a brilliant thing. I mean, like, that's my thumb for scale. It's huge. Love it. Absolutely love it. It's one of the main draws for this this kit, I think. This axe, because it's such a large piece. Like, the detail you can draw out of it is phenomenal. And I think I'm going to try something a bit different with this axe as well. So in the most recent, I think it was in the LVO releases, the Lord of Plagues, I think it was. Is it Lord of Plagues or Lord of Contagion? It was one of the new sculpts for the Death Guard. Well, his blade is beautifully rusted. I mean, beautifully rusted. And I think I'm going to try and do something similar on this axe head. And I don't know whether I should leave that off as well. Damn. Yeah, that... is it worth it? I suppose, because then what it means is I've got access for OSL. And if I want to do OSL anyway. Gives me access to the blade, I suppose. Do I leave it off? I don't know. You know what? If it's on, it's going to be like that. And I've still got plenty of, like... Yeah, it's going to be like that. So I've got plenty of room to... Yeah, I could put it on. So I could glue... Yeah, I can glue the axe on. That's not a problem at all. So I can glue the axe on. Have that, you know, accessible. Because it's a very open model. I think that's one of the reasons why I love the model so much, is because it's so open. Apart from the face bit, which is obviously quite enclosed with the more sort of like that more bit. I think it's such an accessible model. It just allows a lot more room for creativity when it comes to actually, you know, painting. Because you're not having to be concerned with the ways in which you're angling your brush or anything like that. You're just simply able to attack the model correctly and get right into the areas that you want to paint. So let's get the mold line from the inside of this blade. Can you see the mold line on the blade itself? No, you cannot. Any mold lines that I missed? Yep, let's have a look over here. There we go. Give that a little scrapey scrape. This bottom ring as well. This bottom ring has a little bit of mold line removal required. There we go. And it also has a little bit of nub left on it. There we are. I'm happy with that. So then that will glue into there really quite nicely. Yeah, let's just do that. Get it in. Ah, there is, right. Let's just quickly... I missed some. I'm going to add some to this side because that'll still be drying. Bang. Oh no! Hate when that happens. Yeah, there we go. I'm liking that. That's looking good. Looking good. Right. So there's only two last bits for this shoulder piece here. Now, does that go on the front? How does that look? Yeah, so we've got a skull piece that's going on just here, and then we've got this kind of chain thing that's going on there as well. Both of these go on this panel. So that's, I think I actually left the skull necklace thing off the last time, just so I had more access to the armour. Because I didn't particularly, oh no, it's got, you can see. So you can actually see where the rope bit is here and the joining bit is here. And that'll be for this. So, yeah, oh god, that's awful. Right, okay, let's have some fun with this. So what I'm concerned about here is the gate system that they've got is a 3-point access to this little bit here, which means that cleanup is going to be a pain in the backside. I think actually that's why I left it off the last time round. Just because it was just awkward, dear me. Right, let's... There we go. Get some sandy sand on the go. Oh dear. That's a bit of skull. And then that just glues in there, doesn't it? Yes, it does. Just there. Right, let's get that glued. So, point glue there. Point glue there. And then that's... There we go. Right. Oh, is it a bit like that, right? Yeah, it's a bit sticky outy, isn't it? That's the point. Right, I'm with you. Right, I'm just going to put a little bit more to help seal that there and there. Right, I hope this audio is going to be alright because I've just been mumbling away to myself for the last 45 minutes. Right, that's that done. And then finally, the last part is this skull. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Right then, let's do this. 1, 2. There was a bit on the chin. 3. And 4. Now that supposedly glues somewhere here, but I don't know where. It's behind the shoulder, so it's like, is it there? Go over the teardrops. Yeah, so it uses... Oh no. Pants. Because of course I would knock it off whilst I'm doing this. Right, a little bit more glue, I think. And then let's just put some glue here and here. And then for this bit, just goes on supposedly. Does it? No, it shouldn't. Don't think it does. I'm struggling to find where this gets glued. It gets glued there now. That's what it does. Ah, yes. Well, of course it does. That makes a lot of sense. Right. So the overall model is actually done. So that's how it's going to look. So there we go. So I'll leave this bit off so I can actually do some gluing. Not gluing, sorry. Some spray painting and base coating rather. And yeah, there we go. One Orruk Warclans Megaboss built. So this was a bit of a different video, and thank you very much for watching. I know it's been just a one-take wonder, but as I say, I'm waiting for some stuff to dry for my my next Dark Angels video, where that's the test base scheme that I'm going to employ for the remainder of my Dark Angels. I'm actually going to do a challenge video for that. So I'm in the middle of finishing off that video, but I thought I'd just break it up whilst I'm waiting for things to dry with building one of my favourite models that Games Workshop have ever produced. And yeah, I mean, it's a one-take build, something a bit different, and I just thought you guys might enjoy it. So if you're new around here and you haven't done so already, please feel free to like the video and subscribe. If you want to start following my Gunpla or Gundam videos, then I'll put a link in the description for my Gundam channel. Outside of that, I would just like to thank you all for watching. I know it's been a bit of a weird video, a bit of a different video, you know, just like chilled vibes, me sort of just giving you my own sort of head vomit as to what's going on. But yeah, what I'll do, I'll put on screen now the link to my first Dark Angels video, or my first proper one, like the 12-hour challenge, if you want to go and have a watch of that. And outside of that, guys, thank you very much for watching. I've been Matt, this has been my beard, and look forward to speaking to you guys again soon. Catch you later.